Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. It's your favorite channel to be, Story by Vera. And on today's storytelling, we are rounding off the story by the last call she never answered. The last call Chioma didn't answer from Ada. So today we'll be finding out what later happened to Mr. Okocha and his cohorts. So if you're new on this channel, do not forget to subscribe and turn on your notification bell because you will be needing it to get notified whenever we'll have a new juicy story on this channel. So turn it on. And for my returning subscribers, I say thank you a lot for always sticking around. So let's get started already so that you will find out what later happened at the end, because the suspense is already there. You already feel the suspense and you want to find out what later happened. So let's get the story started. The final silence. They say when you stare evil in the face, you either become it or destroy it. We're done hiding, done crying, done watching people like Chief Okocha feed on silence and power and fear. The time the silence would be his, and we were no longer the prey, we were the fire. We knew he would never stop, not while he was still protected, not while the system still bent around his name. So we set a trap. Toba contacted his security man, felled him false intel. Ada has the originals. She's selling them to a foreign journalist tonight, 9 p.m. Old train station. We planted the bait. We waited in the shadows. We were ready to bleed, if that's what it takes. At exactly 9:04 p.m., a black SUV pulled in. We knew that car. Chief Okocha. 3 men stepped out armed. He followed, calm as ever. White kaftan, smile too wide. You girls never learn. We stepped into the light. No, we just stopped playing by your rules. He raised a hand. His men stepped forward. And just as they did, red laser dots appeared on their chest. From the rooftops, drop your weapons. SAS units, step away. They froze. Okocha's smile faded. Toba stepped out behind him, phone in hand. We live streamed the meeting. Your voice, your face, is all over the net already. Welcome to the end of your empire, sir. He tried to bribe them, tried to pull rank, but the officers, they weren't from this payroll. They were victims, daughters, wives, mothers. They had seen the tapes, heard the screams. They weren't taking his money, they were taking him. He spat on the ground as they cuffed him. You think this ends with me? I was just the face. You haven't scratched the surface. Ada stepped forward, looked him straight in the eyes. Then we will start digging. In 48 hours, the story went national. The tapes, the files, the names, dozens arrested, offices shut down, 2 politicians flee the country. Ada was invited to testify. She wore white, not to look pure, but to remind them what they tried to stain. She told her story, clear and loud. Her voice didn't shake, not once. And when she finished, the room was silent. No one clapped. No one dared speak over her either. She had reclaimed her name. Ngozi's body was found, dumped in a shallow grave outside Badagry. They gave us ashes in a jar. We stood by the ocean to shatter them. Ada held the jar. I held her hand. She whispered, I still don't know if she betrayed me or tried to protect me. I said nothing. Sometimes there is no answer, only grief and fire. They offered Ada a book deal. I was asked to turn our story into a podcast. They wanted drama, trauma, pain on repeat. We said no. We chose legacy over spotlight. We opened a foundation, Ada's house, a shelter for women escaping trafficking. First one in Aja, then Port Harcourt. Now we are building in Enugu. We are no longer telling stories, we are rewriting endings. I sometimes replay that night in my mind, the one where her phone rang and she didn't answer. I used to hate her for that. Now I understand. Sometimes we don't answer not because we don't care, but because we are already drowning. If I could go back, I would tell her, you don't need to answer every call. Just don't stop calling. Because in the end, the call that saved her was the one I didn't stop calling. They tried to silence us with fear, but we turned out fear into fire. But we turned our fear into fire. They thought they took my sister. What they really did was give her back to me. We are not victims. We are not broken. We are the last call they would never forget. We are not victims. We are not broken. We are the last call they will never forget.